Right now, I think the Washington Huskies would like a little less clarity because they are getting mauled by the third-ranked Oklahoma Sooners, 48-7. And Oklahoma has not called off the Dogs. They've called off the Sooners because they've got their second-team offense in there in the person of Joey Halsley. The quarterback is still rotating tailbacks. Moses Madu gets this carry.
Well, what you get to do right now if you're Oklahoma is you work your backups, not just your quarterback, but more importantly, you work your backup offensive linemen. You know, you've got an outstanding offensive line. 4 of those 5 guys are seniors. Now you get some of those young backups in, your sophomores and your freshmen and your juniors, and you let them get a little game experience because ultimately, you know, that's that position where you need depth.
Never too early to think about the rankings either, because come the end of the year, you want to have the best possible shot at it. Here goes Madu, taken out of bounds around the 20. So with what is obviously a very impressive win by Oklahoma, did they leapfrog Georgia, who was number 2 this week? And we've already seen the voters are willing to move people in and out of the top spot because of scoring margin. Whether you like that or not, it's obviously a factor.
Well, it can be scoring margin. It can be an unimpressive kind of a win. I think they probably will jump Georgia, whether it matters that much. And I personally don't think even at this point the polls are that important. I mean, I personally think that there shouldn't be any poll until the first week of October, and you let teams play 3 or 4 or 5 games and also play some games of some significance, you know. And by that time, by the 1st of October, everybody has played some pretty good competition, and you have a better idea who's for real. But this team right here in white is for real. I mean, I can vouch for them.
They've got all the elements, that veteran offensive line, an incredibly accurate passer. Halsley throws for the end zone. This one is overthrown. They have, I think, a good enough running game.
Yeah.
And they have a fast, tough defense.
Yeah.
What's not to like?
The only thing you don't know about this team right now, I mean, it's young. You don't know Jimmy Stevens, their freshman kicker, is 1 for 1 on the year in field goals. That's all they've ever had to call on him. So you don't know yet if they get into that kind of a game where they need some clutch kicks, how he's going to respond. But everything else that you know about this team right now is pretty good passing marks, I'd say.
But that's a pretty good thing not to know, isn't it?
Yeah, as long as you don't have to.
Screen, Madu, blocker in front, down to the 6-yard line. It will be 1st and goal, and it was Brandon Walker, the right guard out of Detroit. He's one of the 4 senior starters out of 5 that was out there in front blocking.
You know, when I think of a team that has the potential to be a national championship contending team, there are certain things I think are very important. Number one, you've got to be strong up front on both sides of the ball, your offensive line and your defensive line, and you need experience at quarterback. And they have that. Oklahoma has that, all 3 phases, in very impressive fashion. I've been very impressed with this offensive line, very impressed with the defensive line, and of course Sam Bradford through the first 3 weeks of this 2008 season has been spectacular.
It was an offside call against Washington to move the ball inside the 5, and Madu lowers his shoulder and pounds his way into the end zone.
Well, they came in averaging 54.5 points per game, and they are at their mark right now with most of the 4th quarter still remaining.
We got a final. Auburn has won 3-2.
3-2.
3-2.
Wow.
Who got the save?
That's a little different spread offense. Tony Franklin, the new offensive coordinator at Auburn, installed the spread offense. 3-2. Wow.
Apparently it's not completely installed yet.
We'll see them next week.
Yes, we will. They've just gone above the average. It's 55-7. Welcome back to Husky Stadium.